moment where valuations are lower than they were historically, but the rents are very healthy, and it's providing healthy income to investors.
Damn, are these wildly different companies despite all hawking AI chips of some capacity. NVIDIA and CEO Jensen Huang are leading the pack on the AI chip front. AMD CEO Lisa Su is putting up a great fight against NVIDIA. And Intel, well, it's trying to do something in AI chips and trying to turn itself around. All of this brings me to today's question of the day. What's the best way to profit off the AI revolution? Do you stay long a leader like NVIDIA? Do you wager, and can you take that an AMD could take market share away from NVIDIA? Or do you toss a Hail Mary pass and go all in on an Intel turnaround? Dan Ives, I'm thinking you're not a big believer in Intel.
Well, look, I mean, you got to think where Intel is today relative to obviously Trump backing and NVIDIA is a whole different story than a year ago. So I do think, look, to me, to play the trade for semis, it's Godfather of AI, NVIDIA. You got to own everything Lisa Su's doing, AMD, Micron, Broadcom and others. Look, Intel, I think that has to be a piece of the portfolio, just given that they're going to play more and more of a role in the AI revolution. You cannot just count them out. They're no longer, like if we were at a wedding, they're no longer at that table by the sort of kitchen with the random people that you're at. They're getting closer to the cooler table.
I'm at the cooler table now, Dan. Gil,
you're always at the cooler table.
Nah, it's taking me a while, Dan. It's taking me a while.
Part of it,
Yeah, no, I used to be that guy by hanging out by the fridge. Gil, look, out of these three stocks, is it NVIDIA or bust, or can you make a case for NVIDIA and Intel?
For the AI trade, we would stick with what's going to work in a wide range of scenarios, which is Microsoft and NVIDIA. Whether we're late in the cycle or early in the cycle, those two have created most of the value so far, and they'll continue to create most of the value so far. So we focus on those. We probably stay away from marginal players in the data center space, in the semi space. We actually think there's still opportunities in software. You can't do AI in an enterprise context without having all the data in one place. That's why you need Snowflake. You can't do AI in an enterprise context without observing the applications that are running that are more complicated than ever. You need Datadog for that. So we wouldn't forget about the fact that a lot of the good investments in AI are still in software, Microsoft, Snowflake, and Datadog. But again, one way or another, we're using NVIDIA chips to do all this.
Quick note to the Yahoo Finance community watching this, you're welcome for all these amazing stock ideas over the past 25 minutes. Inez, last word to you here. Out of these three stocks, we're not going to ask you to pick a stock because that's not what we do here. But which do you think has the more compelling story?
I will give you one bullish note about Intel, all the points that Dan Ives mentioned, but also their advanced packaging technology. This is what Jensen Huang had mentioned when they made that investment in Intel, that $5 billion investment. This is very interesting space. I've been geeking out a little bit on this. I'm nowhere an engineer, but I will tell you that this is, there's these, they're chiplets that they basically stitch together and they stack them together. And this is an interesting area that Intel has that technology. So that's one bullish point for Intel.
My Person of the Day award goes to you, Inez Ferrer.